Hello. Wow. I always come and sit here because maybe sometimes I want to tell you something, guys. I want to show you around. I want to discuss some topics that are so interesting, topics that maybe can change you, something maybe we can work on, something we can maybe in future think about how to go about it. All else, we can try to minimize the damage or try to contain. Anyway, I have some few things I wanted us to discuss about in one way or the other. And I actually believe it can happen anytime. Your input really makes everything awesome. So I would expect you to hit that subscription button there below and notification, share and likes. The reason why I say I want your likes is because they help me to see the encouragement in what I blog about or what I talk about here. The reason why I talk about comment is because I want your views and what you are thinking about my output in terms of content quality, anything related to that. It's holiday here. I'm just outside my house. I'm trying to figure out how the day gonna go about, and at the same time I'm expecting you to give me some 1, 2, 3 inputs here. So when I nod my head, I'm trying to figure out how we can go about this. First of all, it's cold here. It's somehow cold, but maybe I'm not sure. The sun maybe might come or might not. I'm not sure. Maybe it might come or might not. I'm not sure. I just want to show you my surrounding environment, and then I show you where I am. Actually, there are some facts that you don't force people. They're just facts, and those facts you'll never change them, irrespective of when they became facts. You'll never change them. You'll never influence them. You have to live with them as facts. And facts, in another term, we call them the truth. It is something everybody would wish to experience and reserve with the expectations of one defining the rest of the matter. The clarity is, blogging is all about opinions and what you think. You can tell people, they listen to you, they watch you, they have time for you, or they share with you what they think is all about. I have been so much into black people liberation, and by saying so, I'm trying to look at the way we have been encircled with, I don't know, I like the right word to put through the message. I would say we are submerged, economically, socially, politically. I have been waging war on black Americans because that's where the problem is in deeper manner. Africa, there is poverty and the resources are there, but the black people, they are trying to be what they cannot be, even with limited resources that have already been taken away by the people from the West. But the Americans themselves, they are so much into the system of oppression that they cannot see it, and they have the resources and they have the strong currency. They cannot make use of that currency to change things. And that is where the problem is. I'm not putting emphasis on North America, where the system is well established, and majority of them are suffering. I would say system intention was to make them poor. They reached a point whereby they had to breed. Now they are overpopulated in densely populated areas. We call them projects. Designated areas for the government projects where they build the houses for the black Americans. You know, free yourself from the West by relocating or departing to Africa. Establish yourself in Africa and do something for yourself. Africa is where you belong. Is your motherland. Is a place of origin. Is where your DNA is located. Is where you can trace your ancestral lineage and integrate or hook up with. Unlike the current situation you are facing right now, which is awkward, working to fund the system. Look at your pass or your wallet. How many cards do you have for different entities that gives you money on credit basis? We're forgetting about the introduction of the credit system that was designed to destroy you completely and make you a slave to the system. You work to pay the bills, and you will never at any one given time be what you want to be. You will never access anything. You will never access anything at any one given time, because it is designed to oppress you. And there's something you don't know we call credit control system. Credit control system was specifically designed to be entrenched in the banking system and give you misery for the rest of your life. And at any one time, you will never free yourself. The most important thing and the critical part of these topics I always emphasize on is to enlighten your mind and give you ability to reason out and know you are in deep problem and you cannot get out of that problem unless someone is airing these views on the platform, so that you can actually be in a better position to free yourself or to sit down with your family and discuss these points, because these points are critical and they are mind-touching. Just prove to me you can be able to create wealth when you're still having the credit cards to repay the loans back. The money you took from the banks, the chains you bought and the clothes you wear, you did not buy them cash. So when will you free yourself to an extent whereby you will be able to create money to save and build estates and investments, manufacturing sector and in etc. These are the things I'm talking about, and I do believe you know what I'm saying. It's not rocket science. Black Americans, you have an opportunity to make use of. And the same situation in South Africa. South Africa is a country of the black people, but the system of oppression which was introduced in that country is the same as that one of the black Americans, and it aligns and does the same havoc, the same catastrophic economic impact on the black people were just but mere rebels. They saved nothing, they input nothing, their system of oppression is entrenched into their mind and all the generations to come, because they don't want to free themselves. I'm not even talking about South America, I'm not even talking about Europe, I'm not even talking about Central America, where oppression of the black people is a nightmare. If I got now that extent of talking about what's happening in Brazil, what is happening in Central America, Argentina, Paraguay, Panama, Costa Rica, Dominican Republic, where black people, they don't own anything. They are not even recognized as an existing race in the population registry system. The generations since the time of the slavery trade are still living on the coastal regions where their forefathers, whom were taken to captivity by then, the masters, are still customized to live in those areas. Now I'm talking about South America, I'm talking about Central America, where poverty of the black people is on the highest peak. It's better the days of the slavery. It's better than 1900. At the moment, I will concentrate so much on black Americans because they have the resources they can tap to and bring to Africa and be able to do something that can change and transform the generations to come. Because you are in Babylon. And when you are in Babylon, you cannot be able to do anything. You have to bow down to the system, and the system will push you to be where you are. Whether you like it or you don't like it. Whether you like it or you don't like it, the system will continue oppressing you, giving you peanuts and eating crumbs. And the real cake is on the table. Not for you. Not for you. It's for them. Your work is to wake up in the morning, polish your shoes, drive the car you pay on credit, you wear the clothes you buy on credit, you buy the stuff food you buy on credit, and you proceed to go to work for the system. And the system you go to work for is for the white free people. And this system you're following is the one that is giving you this credit system. So all the capital injected into this system is to oppress you and leave you with no opportunity, no income. And the only thing they direct you to, that they think and they make sure that you can use it, is insurance policies. They sell insurance policies to you, telling you it's a way of making wealth in the future. They don't teach you how to buy properties. They don't teach you how to build and develop estates that can generate income that you can consolidate and put in your house. These are the things I've been talking about. And you need to understand, it is not something that actually started now. I gave you the highlights on JP Morgan and how it was created. I gave you the information about Chase Bank, Wells Fargo, all these institutionalized slavery blind money, and now coming back to you as an investment. And you don't see the mess I'm talking about. You just think this is future. There's no future there. There's no future. There's no future there. There's no, at any one given time, you rise to the system and challenge the system, because the system already has challenged you. The system has already challenged you. How would you challenge the system? Where would you get the guts from to do the work that's needed to be done so that you can challenge the system and endorse what you think is good and that can favor you in the near future or at any one given time? You need to understand what I'm talking about. If you don't own the system, then you don't have a say. And the system doesn't favor you under whatsoever circumstances, no matter who, regardless of the situation you are in. You are a captive. Do you want to tell me right now in the United States you can go and buy a piece of land anywhere and build a house of your wish, of your dreams, as a black person? I have spoken about it several times, and I have told you what to do, how to go about it. Why is the slavery business so much entrenched into modern society? To an extent, we don't see anything wrong with it. We accept and adapt to its existence, and then we say, this is the way to go. This is the way to go. To go where? Do we at any one given time evaluate ourselves, or we just blindly join and follow the system that was generated and created just to oppress us and to put us where we are today? It's amazing to find out. We don't think. We don't. If we do, then why we don't have a solution? Why we don't have a solution to the problem we are facing? Who is to come and be the mentor? Are we going to continue being this way? Are we going to continue being in this system with the conditions it has put on us? You live in the project. Many people, in quotes, they don't understand or comprehend what it means to be in the project. In the project, I mean the areas that the government has set aside in terms of land stockpiles for the future generations of the black minority establishments of place of residence, where they're gonna go and breed like pigs, and you pump them with alcohol and all the things, and then on the other side you expand the prison, a very unfair justice system to oppress them further and sink them deeper into poverty. They'll never rise again. The areas, geographical areas established purposely where the black people, projects, houses, the blocks, the flats, they're gonna be built and be given numbers by the government of the day, which acts from the mandate of the previous government to continue oppressing black people and give them pain and more pain, unimaginable pain. We need to do something. These are awkward moments, and it's a high time the black people pack their bags from the West and move and shift their interest to Africa, where the judge is a black man, the policeman is a black man, the readership is a black man, the people who buy the commodity you trade on are black men, they are black men, they are our people. The currency you have is not for the white people, it's the black people. You know what I'm saying? Don't pretend that you don't know what I'm talking about. I've spoken about, go through all my previous videos and conversations I had highlighted and put on the platform. It's all about black people and the reason for the agenda to be addressed effectively to serve the purpose of the generations to come. If you go right now to Africa, in East Africa right now, you can see the development that is taking place there. It's all black owned, not white owned. Why? Why? You go to the bank, it's owned by the black person. You go to buy the piece of land, you are buying from a black person. You build the houses, the tenants are black people. That is it. That is it. And that is the life we're going to live, no matter what. Let them try to do what they want to do. Let them try to instill negativity in our minds, but we will rebel back, and we will be rebellious, and we will continue being rebellious. And the only way we can be rebellious is you coming up with a solution, like I always highlight about. Poverty is a serious problem to the black community. And we are so lazy to an extent we don't want to kick it out. How can you kick poverty out of your life? You can, by doing the right thing, looking at the resources around you and making use of them to better your life. You know what I'm talking about as a black person. I've spoken about these things. It's not the first time I'm on the platform trying to talk about what we black people are capable of being. But we are not. To be successful in America as a black person, you need to be affiliated with the white corporates. Look at Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Ben Johnson, Carl Lewis, Marion Jones, Michael Jackson. These are our people. Jay-Z and the rest, affiliations, Mike Tyson. But at any one time, They never made anything beyond fame and court cases to fight. Because you don't own any media platform, they own everything. So they popularize you, you become famous, they pump money on you, and then that money is taken away from you by the system. Insurance policies and very expensive hidden interest rates that you don't even understand them, what they mean and what they are. You become a pauper within a decade. If you are not brilliant enough, you will sink into the same cargo wagon of misery and poverty. These are ideological beliefs and motives set. Show me one prominent black superstar of the 80s who is flourishing today with wealth, money, and fame. I'm very sure it's not there. Because you consume and you spend. You earn and you spend. That's the American system. That's American system. Unless you are like Akon, who is building Akon City in Africa. He saw it is coming, and he had no option but to quit and get out of the system and move to the system. And now he is investing his money in Africa, where he will generate and create income for millions of people who are sunk and stuck in poverty for generations to come. You need also to emulate that and be part of the game that actually will change and transform everything. Unlike now, when you are seated there waiting to serve the system and continuation of the black poverty, which is unnecessary. JT is in Africa. He is doing projects in Africa. He's a former Auckland rapper who decided to shift his interest from America. And now he is doing very well in Africa. These are the people to follow. If you really want to transform and be somebody who can make change and figure out the things that are affecting you in this entire society, then you have the chance, and this is the time. I acknowledge the fact that we can make mistakes, but let's not make generational mistakes, because that's where the problem is. Generational mistake cannot be reverted, but situational and exceptional mistakes can be understood, and people can talk about it and discuss frankly and have a solution to it. But generational mistake is something that is going to affect the population and the entire nation in the future, and it's not reversible. We need to acknowledge the fact. We need to acknowledge and understand it. Anyway, hit that subscription button. Email me at blackmanxpro, that is 7@gmail.com. blackmanxpro, that is 7@gmail.com. You can highlight on the issues you think we should continue emphasizing on, because the way things are, they're very bad. And if we don't join hands and discuss these matters, we are going to be in trouble in the near future, because we don't want to get rid of these problems I'm trying to highlight about. Every single minute I come here on the platform, I enlighten you. Hit that subscription button, like and share these comments so that we can move forward. Have a great day, my people. You are great, and I love you all. For those who are subscribing, for those who are watching my content, I'm grateful. I have received several responses from the people, and I really appreciate what you appreciate. I really feel good, and I also want you to feel good. Keep love of the black people running higher.